couple of days ago, I met with a very good friend of mine. He flew in from Chicago down to Jacksonville for a Mercedes-Benz club meeting, and we got to discussing a clutch, which is a small group of 300 SEL 6.3s that I happened upon. Now, only in the world of Pierre Hedary do 3 6.3s turn up in one place at one time, all stored indoors, ready for somebody to come and give them new life. And the topic of our discussion was, how can one sensibly buy a car like the 300 SEL 6.3 and not end up underwater? So our ongoing discussion was based on 3 things. 1, the mechanical needs of the car. 2, the car's long-term value. And 3, of course, what it's going to be like to actually own and drive one. So these are 3 points that I like to bring up with people looking at any specific model of Mercedes. We're going to go 3, 2, 1 first. The third point is that you should know how the car drives. You should find someone with a good example, drive it and use it and enjoy it and see what it's like to live with and see if you actually are having fun driving it or not. See if it's something that meets your needs. Number 2, of course, the appraisal of the car and the amount of work that is needed. If you buy a car and the market value doesn't support what it would take to make that car nice, refer back to question 3. Are you going to have fun owning it? If you are, then don't worry about the car's market value, and don't worry about how much money it's going to take to make the car right. What you want to end up with is a good car that you're going to have fun with and enjoy, and eventually that does pay off. With the 300 SEL 6.3, you've got several major systems. You've got fuel system, which includes mechanical fuel injection, kind of a finicky ignition system that we'll be talking about in one of our later videos about how to retrofit transistorized ignition from a 280 SE 4.5 into a 6.3. Your air suspension system, which is complicated and expensive, and parts alone will set you back about $3,500. And of course, you've got your other stuff. You've got a propensity for head gasket and valve guide failure, which needs to be assessed once you get the engine running. The actual components of the suspension, which can be kind of expensive and time-consuming, the transmission and the rear axle, and then you still haven't discussed things like paint, body work, leather work, wood, and interior. The first thing I tell people about this stuff is don't have an expectation about what things are going to cost. You can try to establish a ballpark, but at the end of the day, you're still going to have less money it cost to buy a new S550 or a new AMG product, which would be just as fast and make it as good. So if you have more questions about how to handle this kind of stuff, please feel free to do a part 2 in these cars once I'm back into the shop. And of course, enjoy driving your own Mercedes-Benz. Thank you so much.